I'm in a hurry because I think the air conditioner is going to come on in a second. Anyway, this is a quick little review of Pipe and Cigars. Is that the name of the place? Yeah, Pipes and Cigars. Yeah. Basket pipe, if you can call it that. I'm not really sure. Here's what happened. My wife, occasionally, I don't know if you guys ever read the 5 Love Languages book. I think the author's name is Chapman. I don't know. Anyway, if you haven't read that book and you're married, you should read that book. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept anyway, where people have particular love languages. They have certain acts or certain actions that their spouse can take that they're real receptive to, and they see that as an act of love. So, and he calls them languages because it's interesting. It's like, here's the part that I think is nail on the head. I mean, not necessarily the whole language structure or whatever, because that's kind of a grouping concept or a grouping structure to illustrate a concept. But one thing he did, I feel like he nailed on the head, was that certain forms of affection, while very important and valuable and weighted to one person, could mean absolutely nothing to the other person in the relationship. And that's so true. I mean, hugs and kisses and holding hands and sitting next to each other might mean the world to one person in the relationship and mean absolutely nothing to the other, be a chore to the other. So it's an interesting book. And one of my wife's love languages, if you call it that, is receiving gifts. And it's not necessarily expensive gifts. It could be like making something out of things you find in the backyard and giving to her. She loves receiving things. So another thing that's interesting about the book is that the languages that you're most receptive to are also the ones that you tend to try to speak out. So you can see how that could cause problems in a relationship. Whereas if you're someone who likes being touched and likes being held or likes holding someone or that sort of thing, and the other person does not like that, or not necessarily, it doesn't speak to them, and you're constantly trying to do it, and you're reaching out to them, and you're telling them that you love them through your language, but they're not receiving it, then you get frustrated because you think that you're not being loved in return, when in actuality they just don't know how to speak that language. That's not a comfort zone for them. So it's an interesting book. Anyway, I highly recommend it if you're married, if you're thinking about getting married. It's a good book. It is a Christian book, which, I prefer to read Christian books. It's not scripture heavy or anything, though. So if you're turned off to that idea, I still recommend that you read it, because it's not trying to push a particular Christian agenda on you. He just uses scripture and things to kind of help move his point, but he doesn't use a lot of scripture, which I don't like the fact that he doesn't use a lot of scripture, but some of you may like the fact that he doesn't use very much scripture at all. But it's a good book. And you can learn a lot from it. Anyway, huge tangent to let you know that this is one of those times where my wife was speaking her love language to me. I got a Pipes and Cigar magazine in the mail, and on the cover was some sort of like caramel apple pie tobacco. They had it in a bundle where, I don't know, it was like $50, and you get caramel apple pie, and you get Molto Dolce from Sutliff, and you get this pipe. And it came with these, like, the cheapest, whitest filters I've ever seen. I don't know what these are. And then I went on the website and I tried to look for this pipe afterwards to just kind of see if you could buy it by yourself. I think I actually found it for like $30 or less. I don't know. But point is, this pipe is fantastic. Okay, it doesn't look very appealing to me. The rustication on it is terrible. I mean, you can see it. It's not attractive in any way, form, or fashion. I do like the fact that the rim is polished. That's cool. But it's even got a little, it may be a second or something, because it's got a little finished part here to stamp in the manufacturing and that sort of thing, but there's nothing there. You know, so I'm thinking this is probably like a factory second, maybe. It just said Greek briar was the only explanation in the packaging of the bundle. But the draft is amazing. And the size is nice because it's small. It's trying light. I mean, it's very thin. Look at that shank. I mean, it's tiny. And I got fairly fat fingers, so that's not a very good comparison. That's a Zippo. So, small pipe. But smokes like a champ. And very light. The bowl's probably three-quarter inch bowl, so it's a smaller bowl. This is full Virginia flake. I like flake pipes a lot, so I don't have a tamper. But man, I'm in favor of this pipe. Now maybe I just got a good one, because it's certainly not drilled straight. It doesn't pass a cleaner test, but I love it. My ugly light little pipe. I love it. Caramel apple wasn't bad. I mean, I'm not going to review that stuff. You can, I mean, it's whatever your preconceived notions are of caramel apple pie by Hearth and Home. That's what it's like. But the pipe it comes with was awesome. I know a lot of you guys are saving up for the Nashville show, but if you're not going to the Nashville show and you're looking for an extra pipe, you could do worse. Or maybe, who knows, I don't know. I mean, mine was great. Yours might be terrible. I'm sure the manufacturing process is not up to snuff. Or maybe not. Maybe it's a beeline. Don't know. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. I'm enjoying it. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.